I spent 80% of my life broke, and the reason why I was broke, really looking back at it now, what I changed was my mindset. And I talk a lot about mindset on my channel, but one thing I want to specifically talk about today is what you choose to focus on, perception. And a lot of people choose to focus on lack. And that's why you're blocking your overflow. A lot of people wonder why they don't live in a season of abundance and why they're lacking things and they're broke. And when I say that I was broke, I want to be very clear. I was definitely broke monetary wise. I did not have any money in my account. I was very negative in the debts and stuff like that. But outside of that, I was also broke mentally and spiritually. I had a broke mindset. I would go through the day manifesting negativity on my own life and focused on the things that I don't have in life. And I would do it subconsciously. I would still pray to God, and I still would wake up every day and express gratitude for the things that I had. But when I was moving through the motions and going through my trials and tribulations through the day, I wasn't leaning on God, and I wasn't really thankful and grateful for the things that I did have in life. I would spend a lot of time stressing too much on the things that I didn't have, and I feel like nowadays it's easier to do that more than it's ever been, because we live in this perception where everything we see is through a phone. We see people living their dream life. We see people constantly buying new things. It's like, I know what it feel like to have your stomach turning inside out and you ain't ate in almost a whole day because your account is so low. And you go pull up Instagram and you go see some dude you used to go to high school with just drop the whip, or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's not that extreme, but just seeing people like succeed in life sometimes can put subconscious envy in your head. And it's not that you envy that person because you don't like them or you dislike them. Sometimes you reflect back on your own situation and you realize, hey, this person has something or this person achieved something that I haven't done yet. And I feel bad about it. I feel bad about it because I also too desire to be in that place, and I wish I was in that place. So now you sit here and you think more and more about what you don't have or the things that you don't have, and you don't think about the things that you do. See, a lot of us sit here and continue to pray and ask God for more and more and more, but we don't even maximize off of what we already have. What if the thing that you're asking for is already available to you in a different format? See, a lot of us sit here and we spend more time thinking about what we desire as opposed to what we already have, and we're not grateful for it. And by all means, I'm always about thinking big and manifesting and of course going on to the next thing, right? But a lot of us will let lack stop our own overflow. And one mindset that I used to always have going through life is things weren't working out for me. I couldn't do things because I didn't have certain things in life, or once I get this, then I can. That was the type of mindset that I had. And if you feel that type of way, I'll tell you right now, you're not broke, you're blocked. You're blocked from your reality, you're blocked from your blessings, you're blocked from gratitude. And what you have to understand is oftentimes we spend so much time comparing ourselves to other people or to places that we want to be in life. And the danger in that is we spend more time focusing on what we lack versus what we have. See, a lot of us don't express gratitude. We're not grateful for the things that we are capable of and the things that we do have. And we always have this sense of emptiness where we feel like we need more and more and more. In the first place I can say that comes from is not having a relationship with God, because nothing in this world will fulfill you. No material thing, no, even hitting goals, that's not even going to fulfill you. It's going to get to a point where you hit a goal, and once you hit that, you set another one, and there's always going to be more and more and more goals. So we have to understand that we don't get fulfillment out of these things in life. Material things, cars, jewelry, clothes, houses, trips, whatever it is that you glorify, you will not be fulfilled with that. Even achievements, making 100K, then making 150K, then making 250K, then making a half a ticket, then making a million. Like, these are good achievements and they feel good, but once you reach the milestone, then what? Then what's next? We're always going to have that mindset to where we feel like we need to reach another pinnacle or another level, but understanding that expressing gratitude and being grateful for what we have right now is what's going to lead us to overflow. Looking at what we have accessible to us right now and maximizing off of that and putting our all into our own purpose, that's what's going to lead us to overflow. A lot of people will block their own blessings based off of lack. A lot of people will focus so much on what they lack versus what they have. I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm about to start my YouTube channel. I'm about to start my TikTok. I'm finna start doing content, but wait till I get a new camera, or wait till I get a new phone. The whole time you already have a phone. You already have a camera, something you can start with. And we always are focused on what we lack versus what we have. There's some people that don't have phones at all, and as soon as they get a phone, you know what they do? They turn up and they start their social media. So if you already have one, why do you feel like you need to wait till you get your camera? Why do you feel like you need to wait till you get more clothes, or wait till you lose a little bit of weight to get on camera? I hear that a lot too. Oh, yeah, I need to wait till I lose weight. Track your journey. Start your content with a bad camera and let people watch you progress until you get that Sony. Or let people see you at 275 and let them watch the journey to get you to 200. See, social media puts this idea in our head that we need to be places in life that we're not at yet, or we need to look a certain type of way. And the truth is, all you need to do is be yourself to do anything in life, social media or not. Set goals, reach goals. All you have to do is to focus on what you have versus what you don't, and what you don't have will come. Lack isn't just about money, it's about mindset. A lot of people, whether it's from traumas and past situations that they've been in, a lot of people have this, oh, it never works out for me mindset, or I don't have enough to start doing this, or I'm not in the place I want to be yet to do that. And the truth is, you'll never be ready. You'll never be too ready for anything. You're never going to be ready to have kids. You're never going to be ready to start a business. You're never going to be ready to do all of these type of things, but eventually you get to a point in life where you have to just attack them head on. And if we sit here and we wait too long about what we have, then oftentimes we use that as an excuse. We use that as a crutch to, if we sit here and we focus on what we don't have and the things that are missing in our life, we're going to use those as excuses and crutches to not get to the next level. I'm not saying go into anything unprepared or, do things halfway, but understanding that it's very, very important to just get started today. When you get on these motivational videos and I'm telling you things to apply into life, like, don't think about, oh yeah, that would be nice to do once I start my business. No, start implementing them right now, so when you start your business, you're already ready. Or just start your business right now, so when you start your business, you're already hitting with a running start. Like, a lot of people will sit here and focus on what they don't have. Oh, I don't have my LLC yet. Oh, I don't have a good credit score yet. Oh, I don't have this nice car yet. Oh, I don't have this type of camera or this type of jewelry or this type of body style. And we have to stop focusing on what we don't have and focus on what we do. Some people don't wake up with the ability to see. Some people wake up every morning and they can't even see because they don't have that. And a lot of us take that for granted. We sit here and we focus on what we don't have. We don't have the nicest car. We don't have the nicest apartment. We don't have the nicest clothes, but we got the ability to see. We have the ability to use our eyes and use that as a skill to make us successful and gain the things that we are worried about not having. See, a lot of us will sit here and focus so much time and attention on things that we don't have, and we don't realize if we got put in a position to trade the things that we do have versus the things that we don't, we wouldn't even do it if you had to trade them equal for equal, because understanding that the things that you do have are already so valuable. So I'm not saying that you can't desire more. I'm not saying you can't be a go-getter. I'm not saying you can't set goals, but also focus on what you have. Don't set goals around things that you don't have yet. Set goals around things that you can start working towards. Set goals around things that are realistic for you, and be realistic with the goals. Not everything takes material possession or certain types of experiences for you to do it. Certain things just need to get done, and the sooner that you stop using that as a crutch, as an excuse for you to not start working on those things, the sooner those things will start appearing in your life. You see how that works? See, I like to give the example all the time when I speak on this specific message to some of my close friends and fellow entrepreneurs in life. Y'all know that I'm a follower of Christ. I'm a Christian, so I always gonna resort back to the Word, and I always like to resort to the first book in the Bible, in Genesis, because it's one of the most powerful messages in the book, in my opinion, because it shows you so many different things that happen in life, and it's literally the intro to what you don't do in life. It's the intro to the things that you don't do if you want to be put in a good place with God and in life in general. And I always relate it back to the Adam and Eve story. You see, they were put in a garden of abundance. They had everything that they needed, all of the fruits, all of anything that they needed was in there, and there was only one thing that they lacked, was that one tree. That was a forbidden tree. They couldn't eat from there. They couldn't touch it, and they had everything else that they needed besides that one tree, which they did not need. And the serpent deceived them and tricked them and made them feel like, hey, you really need to try this out. There's a reason why you don't feel fulfilled, is because you're missing this one thing. And they put all of their abundance, all of that on the line, just because they were focused on what they were lacking. And a lot of y'all may or may not understand that analogy, but I need you to understand that it's the same thing in life. See, a lot of us will sit here chasing what we don't have, and we're not sitting here maximizing off of what we do. And that's why we get put behind, or that's why we see fast increase and then also fast decline in the same timing. And my whole point is, focusing on lack activates scarcity. It makes you move in scarcity. And we all know when you move in scarcity, you move in fear. You move in the fear of not having, the fear of not being able. And every single time that you are able to do something or you have something, you try to hoard it. You try to hang on to it. And that limits your capabilities. That limits your ability to take risks. That limits your ability to move forward in life because you're so stuck in scarcity. You're moving around fear and not solutions. And you get stuck in this loop of fear and frustration because you're scared of not being able, and then you're also frustrated of not being where you want to be, and it just puts you in a really bad state of mind. And we all know that you can't perform when you're in a bad state of mind. You can't perform to your best capability. So a lot of you guys move through life not performing at your best capability, and then you wonder why you're not in the position that you want to be. See, we hear the sentence all the time: comparison is a thief of joy, and that's true. I'm not saying that you can't have idols. I'm not saying that you can't have people you look to for inspiration. I'm not saying that you can't set goals. But what I'm saying is, if you're so worried about you not having that, you're going to be focusing more on not having that as opposed to doing the work that needs to be done to get it. And that's what we oftentimes get stuck on in life. We get stuck on that in business. We get stuck on that in faith. We get stuck on that in our personal relationships. We get stuck on that in our romantic relationships. And a lot of you guys are holding yourself back from greatness and abundance because you're so focused on lack. Mindset is so powerful when it comes to lack or overflow, because I want to show you how the two different type of people think. A person who thinks in lack, which is a lot of us subconsciously, you're thinking every single day, man, I need to get this money. I need more money. I need to reach this goal. I need to hit these goals. And that's a good way to think. I'm not saying that you can't wake up with that mindset, so please don't confuse that. But what I am saying is you're so worried about that you're not worried about what you have right now and how you can work towards that goal. See, people who think in a mindset of abundance and overflow, they don't need to be in a season of abundance or overflow to move the way that they do. They don't need money in their bank account to move like they have money in their bank account. They don't need to already have hit goals to start reaching towards new goals. See, a lot of us get stuck in that same cycle. And again, like I said, it's a cycle of fear and frustration. And you're so scared and frustrated that you won't even work towards this goal. Someone who lives in abundance, the way that they're thinking every single day is, Lord, thank you so much for blessing me with another day. Thank you so much for blessing me with another chance to try. There's people who get the chance taken away from them. There's people who lose their life at a young age. My best friend lost his life at a young age, and now he can't do the things that he needed to do in life. Now he can't even wake up every day and get a chance to reach a goal. He can't even fail. See, a lot of us are so scared of failure, but we don't realize there's people that don't even have the chance to fail. There's people that literally are physically unable to even fail because they have physical limitations and stuff like that. So a lot of us are not worried about the overflow that we already have. The overflow of sensories, the overflow of family, the overflow of love. See, a lot of us feel like we need more to do more. And that's not how it works. You do more than you get more. For those of you that are kind of on the fence or don't believe in manifestation, I want to actually back it up with some science real quick, right? So there's actually a bundle of nerves in your brain called the RAS. That stands for the reticular activating system. And what that does is the reticular activating system filter between your conscious mind and everything that's happening around you in reality. See, our brain is bombarded with millions of pieces of sensory data all throughout the day. And what your RAS does is it really filters out all of that info and decides what's important for you to think about, what's important for you to spend your time on. And a lot of us will think in a subconscious mind, think negatively or focus on lack. And now our RAS is getting reflected by that. Now all of the things that are progressive towards our goals are instantly being turned down in our mind because we've already pre-programmed our mind to think, oh, we don't have this. We're not ready for this. We're not prepared to take this step. And it makes it very, very hard for you to think clearly. You ever notice whenever you're about to get a car, when you've been looking at a car, let's just say you see that new Tesla, whatever it is that you want to get, and once you think of it or you start researching it, you just keep seeing them. You start seeing them all over the street. That's a perfect example of how the RAS operates in our life. See, those Teslas or whatever car it is that you're focusing on, those are already there day to day. Every single day you're passing the same amount of them. It's not that they magically just appear, but now our brain has already been filtered. We've already been thinking about that the day prior, so it makes it more relevant to us. It stands out more. We're like, oh shoot, there goes another Tesla. And the whole time we think that it's just a weird reality that now we're seeing them more, or since we got the car now we see it more. No, our brain just detects it better. And that's the same thing with life. There are people that wake up every single day that have less than you, less money than you, less material than you, less possession than you, less every single thing that you can think of, and they try 100% harder. Why is that? It's because they've trained their mind to think of in a season of abundance. They're already manifesting that they're in the position that they want to be in, and that's why they work every single day like they're there. They're training their RAS to think, okay, yes, I'm in this position, so I need to act like I'm in this position. I need to be doing things day to day like I'm in this position, and before you know it, that's how they start to manifest their reality. That's simply how it works. It's science. I see it all the time. A lot of people always hit me up and they're like, oh, I want to learn how to invest or do things like that, but a lot of people say that and they're in the mindset of lack. They're scared about, oh, well, what if I lose this money? What if it doesn't go this way? And I'm not saying it's not realistic to think about those type of things, but they're not worried about the outcome. They're not worried about what's the ROI, what's this actually going to look like once I finish this investment, and what's the likelihood of this being a successful investment. And they're not looking at that calculated risk. They're just looking at the risk, not the calculation part. And that's the difference between someone who thinks in lack and someone who thinks in overflow. And if you want to break this cycle, which you should want to break this cycle if you're seeing this video, it's a lot of simple, easy steps. See, oftentimes things in life are us versus us, or as we say, me versus me. And you have to understand that it's very, very simple to fix once you fix it. It's just about first realization, realizing that it's an issue. A lot of us think that because we pray or we express gratitude or because we are grateful, when we ask the question, are you grateful for the things you have in life, that you're actually thinking like that day to day. You have to change your overall mindset. You have to change the way you think about failures. When you fail, are you thinking, damn, man, like I failed again, like, man, I can't reach my goals? Or are you thinking like, okay, I learned from this, now I know what not to do. I got another chance to wake up and try again. Now I know what not to do. I'm blessed to know what not to do and to get another chance to move forward with that. See, a lot of us don't think that way, and that's why we're blocking our blessings. That's why we're blocking our overflow. So it's just a simple mindset shift. But first, that really comes with connecting with God, because a lot of us let the enemy and all these different distractions get in our heads. See, when you focus on God and you build a relationship with him and you can clearly hear his voice, you understand that you're not lacking anything. Once you have a relationship with God, none of the material things, nothing in this world matters besides that. And once you realize that, it makes it a lot easier to obtain these things because you're not prioritizing them so much. I have a video about that with, I call it like the 4 things that are keeping me broke. And I was talking about when people prioritize money, when they chase the bag, they're already applying it's running away from them. And so many people are so focused on them lacking it, so they chase it, and then they put it into the universe that is running away from them. So that's what habits, even like expressing gratitude. Wake up and pray every morning. Thank God for the things that you are capable of and the things that you do have, and keep constantly reminding yourself of those things throughout the day. Start with 3 things. 3 things you're grateful for. I'm grateful for another chance to work towards my goals. I'm grateful for all my abilities and all of the sensories that I have. I'm grateful for the food that's in my refrigerator and the roof that's over my head. Even if it's not my favorite place, it doesn't matter. I'm grateful. And continue to move like that throughout life. You'll spend a lot less time and energy stressing on things that don't matter. See, a lot of us stress on things that we can't change, but we also stress on things that we can change, but we do nothing towards changing them. It's simple. Once you figure out the issue that you have, cool, the issue's there. Once you know that you have an issue, once you know that you have an issue in life, that you're missing something, you no longer should be focusing on the fact that you're missing that. You should no longer be focusing on that issue. You should be focusing on what needs to be done for that to no longer be an issue. What needs to be done for you to no longer lack that thing in life, and work towards that and focus on that. See, a lot of us get so caught up in what we don't have. That's why you see people stay broke for years, because they're like, man, I'm just so broke. I'm always going to be broke. I'm never going to be a millionaire. Oh, I'm just so fat, I can never lose this weight. I'm never going to be able to get this off of me. Like, you guys have to understand that it's a simple mindset shift. And I say simple because it's a simple process, but actually doing the process, it's hard. It's an adjustment. You have to you have to get rid of some traumas. You have to connect with God. You have to change your way of thinking. You have to have more faith. You have to lean not on your own understanding. And those are hard things to do. It's a simple process, but they're hard things to do. So the sooner that you realize it's an issue, the sooner that you start changing your habits, the sooner that you start expressing more gratitude and becoming more grateful and working with the things that you already have, these other things that you see in an overflow season are going to start coming to you, because now you're attractable to them. That's how you use the law of attraction to your advantage. I hope I helped somebody with this today. Y'all stay blessed.